So what we got here?
What we got going on for the rest of this week? This weekend is going to be interesting. You ready for this weekend?
I am.
You trying to date it? You trying to date this episode to let people know what's going on this weekend? I don't care. What's going on this weekend is our oldest is going off to college. So we get one up out the house.
We dropping her off.
We're not. We're following her. She's a driver,
She's
so
driving.
we're following her with a just van load of stuff that she's probably going to need for the dorm room. So yeah. Do you want to tell him that you cried already today? She's probably not going to cry on the day.
He asked me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been asking him if he's gonna cry, which we know he's gonna cry. Maybe after we driving back or whatever. But he asked me today. Oh, what is in my face? He asked me today if I'm gonna cry, and I was like, no, like I'm not gonna cry. Long story short, I was getting ready for this episode, and I asked him, like, why did you ask me if I was going to cry? Like, no, I'm not going to cry. But then he told a story and then said, that's the last time we are going to be able to do that, or the last time that this is going to happen, like everybody together and stuff.
I kind of reflected, like, as you know, we saw memes going around where it said, at one point, you and all your friends went outside and played together for the last time. So it was like, you know, us having a pizza dinner just now this week or whatever, you know, was like probably one of the last times we're going to do that, all technically living under the same roof and stuff. So she just burst into tears, messed up her makeup and everything.
I didn't expect that. It was almost trying to hold it back, like, they growing up. Time is flying. So, yeah, cherish those moments, because you all the time want to get them out, but you're going to be boo-hoo crying.
I don't know if I'll cry. I probably won't, you know, because again, I feel like my goal as a parent, as a dad, is to prepare these kids as much as possible to be able to survive without me. Again, you're trying to train them to live without you, to be successful, to be, you know, a good member of society and that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, every little, you know, milestone is like an achievement. Like, I'm quicker to want them to drive and have that independence than some people, because I want to prepare them. Like, God forbid something happened to me and I'm not here. I want to know, I can rest assured that I prepared them to be on their own. And oh God, here we go again. Your eyes looked a little damp, is the word they would say. But yeah, I just want to make sure that we prepare them. And I think especially with Gabby, she's super prepared, even though she might not necessarily think it. But out of all of them, she feels to be almost the most independent in that regard. So we feel comfortable. And she's not going too far. She'll be, we're not going to tell you what school she at. Or did we already do that in another episode?
Did that.
We already did that. She at UGA. So it's like an hour and a half or less, depending on who's driving over there.
Or
so if we
2
needed
hours
to see
if
her,
somebody else driving.
all back roads. 2 hours. No, it'd be like 5.
No, it'd be
5 all back roads.
2.5 or 3. But yeah, it's for me, I'm very overprotective, like almost want them to always need us.
For me, the countdown has begun. So we got Gabby this year, Alex next year, then right behind him, a couple years delayed, would be Kyle. And then Destiny will be hanging out for a while.
Yeah, I'm happy for that.
So, but again, they're all welcome to come home in some form or fashion. Definitely the holidays we'll enjoy hanging out and stuff like that. We're not changing anybody's room into anything crazy. You know, we want get-togethers, we want family trips, we want bonding. I want them to, you know, at that point, get that independence, learn, discover themselves. Because again, all these times they have to operate as we're telling them how they need to be. So at that point, hopefully they'll grow into themselves, and we'll get to see.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that's about it. What else you got going on? That's it for me. So
you didn't ask the question about the firefighter stuff, but if you don't want to do it, we can do it some other time.
Oh no, we can do it this. You know, you can edit it around in this episode. So, current events. Saw something online where it said a fire department terminated an employee, a female firefighter, for getting a tattoo on the back of her head and neck that they deemed violated fire department policy or protocol. So again, you know, in the comments, it was saying stuff like, one, people don't care what's going on with her head. They just want to save you or whatever. So somebody was like, oh, so if my residence is burning down and she ran up there and grabbed me and threw me over her shoulder and was running out with me, and I just so happened to see the back of her head, I would demand immediately that she put me back down and go get somebody else that has no tattoo. Said nobody. Everybody's like, who cares? Come save us.
But again, maybe there's other people out there. Would you mind or have a problem with someone with a tattoo in the back of the head come to save you, or you want to stay and burn in the house?
In the building. Mind you, the tattoo was nothing racist, nothing racially denominational or anything like that. It was just, artistic, I guess you call it. But again, it had no racial, religious, or cultural meaning or significance on the back of her head. I would care less what somebody's tattooed up with.
At that point, I don't even care if they have tattoos all over their face and their eyeball is tattooed, and if they have one arm, you saving me, I'm going with you.
I just wonder how the fire department handled it, though. Like, did they? Because again, when I looked at the image, I would show the image. But when I looked at the image, she could grow her hair over most of the image.
But I don't know if it's just.
Now she might have said, "I don't want to."
I don't know if it's just that, because if you look at the picture, she is tatted up like.
Oh, she had tats everywhere else?
Everywhere.
I thought it was just the head and going down her neck.
No, she has
sleeves?
Yeah, like you can see it through the back and everything. So maybe they have a problem with her being.
And my wife knows that I'm not a fan of tattoos. I'm not a big fan of tattoos at all. That's just me.
And I don't have a problem with it because it don't define who you are. And I mean, I have no problem with tattoos.
What I guess again. So
sometimes it depends, because if you have,
it depends on the profession.
A bit. I don't even care about the profession because with tattoos.
You're a liar.
Because what you mean?
If you walked into a doctor's office and he had a face tat.
There's a difference where you have the tattoo. Like if he have a big face tattoo, I'm almost like,
if he had a haircut like mine and he had a big head tattoo like this young lady, and on the back of it,
in my mind, if the doctor is like that, if the doctor has something like that, I would say he got it in his younger years when he wasn't really, when he was trying to figure out himself, because obviously he got something going for him.
How would you know?
He's a doctor. I would assume that's what it is. When some people that don't have any tattoos, been in prison, all kinds of stuff. So now I'm looking like, he's doing something with his life, so you cannot judge.
I think society might, because they're just in your head. There's some people that you might put on a pedestal, or some professions that you would just expect would be community leaders or something like that, and then you would carry yourself in a certain way.
That was back then.
So
now,
even remember we talk about the whole pastor thing and how he, somebody I know in the pastor thing, and he is not a pillar of the community in his actions. So it's the same thing. If that's somebody you're turning to, like a police officer that comes in with a sleeve tat that goes all the way down to his fingers, it can come off a little different.
I know people can judge from that, but
that's what it's
judged, and it's not fair just for the simple fact that, because you have people that all tattooed a whole face tattoo and better than someone that don't even have one tattoo. Just the same, like when Jesus and stuff, the leprosy and all of that, people scorn him, and he saved all of us. So it's like judging from that because a person have a tattoo and they feel like, oh, you can't. And that was from back then, back in the
biblical days. But again, I'm not a big tattoo fan. I'm not a big tattoo fan. But again, I just feel certain professions. If I walked in and my doctor had a tat across his forehead, I would feel away. I'd be like, no, I'm at the wrong doctor's office. Or if I see my doctor had a sleeve, I would just be reluctant. So that's why I said, some professions, depending on what you're going into it. If you're in IT, where again you're remote, nobody's ever going to see you.
Look at it different, because again, I might look at it. I went in and I see my doctor. The doctor is a young doctor, whatever, and I see him have a sleeve tattoo. My assumption would be like, oh, he you know,
Up to the time.
he's up to the time. He got
So,
swag. He up to the time.
piercings everywhere and stuff.
I don't like guys having piercing. To me,
But what
guys.
if he had his lip pierced? He had 5 across the bottom.
Then I would feel like, oh, he is. That's what he's into, and I don't like that. But I wouldn't say he's not a good doctor.
Again, I'm not a big fan of tattoos, but to each his own. I just think that there's certain professions, big tattoos. If you got little cute things or whatever, that's cool. But big tattoos, whole
Backstory,
sleeves.
when we first met each other, he, I guess he expressed that he's not a fan of tattoos and stuff. And
Like visible tattoos
I
out
had
in
a
certain
tattoo
places. On your breast.
on my breast.
I'm not a fan of breast tattoos, lady.
This
Sorry.
one, I'm doing the laser now. It's not completely gone, but I had one here, and I had a rosary right here. And long story short, I've been, for the last
Years.
3 years, I've been going to laser treatment to get them removed. They, I can say almost 100% gone, maybe 95. But if I would think about it or know all the pain and how much time you have to go, and I probably wouldn't have. I would have just left them because I did it in my past. It was before him, and I made the decision to get them. And you have to accept them. Just like if you have any flaws, I have to accept your past and keep it moving. But the things you do for love.
So yeah, and again, my biggest thing is visible tattoos. Like if I'm coming to shake your hand or shake a doctor's hand or something, and there's something there, it's the first thing you look at. So now you know, okay, if they got a tat on their hand, they got tats everywhere. I don't care about tats everywhere. But if it's back in the day, it used to be like most people, if they got a tat, it would be a shoulder tat so that it could be hidden by polos or long sleeve shirts. But now these sleeves go all into your fingers.
Yeah, but
and
that's not
women tats on your breasts and paw prints and all kinds of stuff coming out. It's a bit much, ladies. It's a bit much.
Some people he don't like it, but I know some people like it. He from the old days. And
It's a little ghetto.
He
to me.
want
The breast tattoos is a little ghetto for me. Speaking my mind, it is.
comforting people.
Come for me. Come for me. I, as a man, think breast tattoos is a little ghetto. That's just my opinion. Everything else, that and hand tattoos maybe, or face and neck, extremely visible tattoos is
I have tattoos in my back.
and those are fine. If you have like shoulder, behind the back, something like, if it's a big gaudy tattoo, it could be, like again, if you're wearing a revealing outfit or whatever, then you might feel uncomfortable at times. Not me.
Who?
No, I'm saying most women. I've seen women that'll go get a tramp stamp is what they used to refer to that term as, a tramp stamp. And then when they were college years or younger years, and now they're like, oh my God, and they're trying to cover it up in everything they wear now. So again, if you look at that and take that premise, well, educate these younger generation. Oh no, don't get it there, or I wouldn't do that, or get it if you like a tattoo, get it where it's not as visible, so that later on, if you want to cover up or you want to wear a revealing dress to a
They have makeup
banquet
now.
or something
They
like
have
that.
makeup now that cover those things. That can cover it if they want to cover it.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So how did we even get on this? The
it
lady,
was
the
the firefighter.
So
So
at the end of
maybe
the
he
day,
will be the one that fired the person with
I sure won't.
the tattoo.
I wouldn't. I would have asked her, is she okay with growing her hair to cover
But
it up?
why would
And if
she?
she said no, then I get it. It is what it is. But honestly, the role that she's in, she's saving lives out in that field. She's wearing headgear. So my thing is, nobody's ever going to see it anyway in that profession. A firefighter coming to save you, they're wearing thick gears and
But
all that
most
kind
of
of
the
stuff.
time when they're not out there putting out fires, they are in the
CP
office.
They become a paramedic, like some of them
So
are paramedics.
they're not all the time in gear. So they'll be in
So
the
even if they
office and
are-
stuff. I don't see a problem with it.
In her profession, I don't see a problem either. Again, with a behind the head tattoo, neck and head. Because again, now if it's on her face, that can hinder her ability to do her job in a certain instance. Because does it scare children? Does it make older people stand off to you?
Kids
Because
not scared of tattoos.
I'm
Kids
just saying-
like tattoos.
I'm saying, if you got something going on in your face,
Oh.
like when Mike Tyson had his tattoo, kids were scared, and old people would be like, "Whoa, what is that?" So again, it can hinder you doing your job. If you're coming to save them, like, "Come with me, Miss Jones, help," and they don't want to come, then maybe. But for the most part, it is what it is.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm out of here.
What do y'all think about that? Let us know in the comment section below. Like and share so we can continue doing these content if you guys like it. So let me see if you guys side with hubby or on my side. Let's do it. See y'all next week. Mwah.